Hello, welcome to Mr. B's Ukulele channel. Please like and subscribe, and I hope you enjoy watching. Hello, this is the tutorial for I Want to Break Free, a really great song to sing, but there are some tricky lyrics in the middle or some tricky melody patterns for you to get your head around, so we're going to have a good look at all of those as well as the strumming and the chords, and let's get cracking and get into this great piece. So we'll start off with the chords and then we'll look at the strumming before we look at the lyrics in a little bit more detail. The chords on this piece are actually relatively simple. There's just one tricky one, and that's the B minor, and we'll look at that in a second. It starts off with a nice little introduction on the G, A and D. So let's just recap those two chords, make sure we're comfortable with those. G, of course, simple enough, we should all be familiar with the G by now. The A, like an F, but just lift that first finger up onto the A. And a sort of almost complete bridge with the D, or a complete bar rather. First top three strings, not the bottom string, the top three strings with your second finger on the second fret for the D. Now the strumming pattern for this piece is down, down, up, up, down, up, just a nice sort of classic ukulele strumming pattern. So let's just do the G, A, D with that strumming pattern. A, and that's actually pretty much your introduction, although it's only one strum pattern on each of those chords. Now let's look at the couple of the chords we've got to use. We've got to use an E7 and a B minor, and I think that is it. That's pretty much it, and it's the B minor that's particularly tricky, although the E7 is a quick transition from the B minor, so it is a bit fiddly as well. Let's just recap the E7 first. So it's like that: first finger, top string, first fret, second and third finger there on the second fret. So it's like a G, it's like the two strings you play for the G, but with those two fingers and that first finger up there. There's your E7, should sound like this. It's a nice cheeky one, the E7, sevenths always are. Okay, let's look at that B minor. It's not nice, but here we go. Doesn't sound too bad like that, but it's a horrible chord to pick up middle of the piece. Looks like that, which just looks awkward, isn't it? It's quite uncomfortable. First finger on the second fret, bottom three strings. So it's a sort of semi-bar again. And then fourth fret, so third finger, fourth fret, top string. There we go. It's quite difficult to play. You've got to really stress those fingers and stretch those fingers, and it's a hard chord to transition into. I'll tell you what, I'm going to just read you through the first part of the song, and when we get to the chorus you'll see how the B minor comes into it, and you'll see the challenge, and we'll talk through that slowly then. So as I said, it starts off with the introduction: G, A, D, and then a good old ukulele slap, a bit like we do in Stand By Me, but only the odd one here and there in this piece. And I've marked it on the sheet music with a star, and where I've put D and then star, basically just do one D like that. So it's G, A, D and 1. I want to break free, and then we're into the D. I want to break free, I want to break free from your lies, you're so self-satisfied. Just a lot of quick lyrics, you've got to sort of read through them carefully, make sure you fit them all in. Self-satisfied, I don't, G, need you, I've got to break, back to the D, free, A next, God knows, back to the G, God knows I want to break free, and slap, or hang on, free, and I've fallen in love. So you do one down strum for the last bit, and then you do the slap as you sing I've fallen in love. I want to break free, I've fallen in love, I've fallen in love for the first time, and this time I know it's for. There's a lot of lyrics again there, so do look at that carefully. Move to the G. Real, I've fallen in love, yeah, just throw in a yeah, yeah, God knows, A, G, God knows I've fallen in D, love. But this time there's no slap. I'm going to carry on into the chorus, and this is where it gets hard. Love, it's strange but it's true. Listen carefully to the pitch there. I had to really listen to the original to get this right. It's strange but it's true. It's strange but it's true. Hey! Nice hey on the end. And then we change the strumming pattern here. I can't get over the way you love me like you do. I just do a down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So it's quite a fast line. I can't get over the way you love me like you do. That's an A to a G. One more time. I can't get over the way you love me like you do, but I have to be sure when I walk out that door. And that's the clincher, that's the tricky bit. But I, B minor, have to be sure. And we go back to the down, down, up, down, up on the B minor. But I have to be sure when I walk out that door. Jump to the E7. It's a complete switch of position. You've just got to go for it confidently and hope your fingers land in the right place. And that's what's called practice. But I have to be sure when I walk out that door. Oh, how I want to be free, baby. Oh, how I want to be free. Oh, how I want to break free. With a slap on the end. And you've got that repeated line there, and there's quite a variation in the pitching of the lyrics. You're probably better listening back to the original to get a good feel of it from Freddie Mercury. Obviously, the original song is a different pitch and different key, so then you can have a listen to how I've just sung it. I'll do it one more time so you can hear how we're singing it at this pitch. Oh, how I want to be free, baby. Oh, how I want to be free. Oh, how I want to break free. And we've got some tricky A's at the end there. And the tricky bit there is the B minor to A. We don't do complete strumming patterns. We change in the middle of the strumming, which always makes it harder. Oh, how I want to be free. So you're doing the A on the end of the strumming pattern. Oh, how I want to be free, baby. I'm just doing down, up on the end. Free, baby. Oh, how I want to be free. Oh, how I've got to break free. So it's just a tiny bit on the A, and that takes a little bit of practice, so do have a good look at that bit there. Then we move into the second half of the song. Now, if you listen to the original, you'll realise here I've cut quite a bit out, because it's one of those great Queen songs that's just really difficult to do a cover for, and because it's such a fantastically difficult song, which makes it so nice to listen to, but very hard to recreate. So I've basically simplified it, repeated the beginning, and then faded out at the end there. So it's not quite accurate compared to the original, but it's my own take on this, and I feel it makes it a nice playable piece for the ukulele. And if you try and stick to the original, it becomes a bit too fiddly and a little bit too complex and takes some of the fun away. I think it's still a challenging piece at this, but it can be a fun one to play along with. So the second half of the way I've done it, pretty much the same again. I want to break free, I've fallen in love, exactly the same. And then we get to the final, the ending, and again I carry on from God knows I've fallen in love. And then we get to the ending, and we'll look at that now. And again, the penultimate verse there, we carry on. We don't do the slap, we carry on into the ending. God knows I've fallen in love. So baby, can't you see? Oh, how I want to be free. Oh, how I want to break free, baby. Oh, how I got to break free. And what you'll notice there is that it's pretty much the same as the chorus in the middle. It's strange, but it's true. So baby, can't you see? Oh, how I want to be free. Pretty much the same strumming patterns and the same style of playing there. So have a look at the chorus first, and then you'll be able to look at the ending, and you'll understand that a lot more clearly. But it's pretty much the same with that down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up strumming pattern in the middle, and then the repeated line at the end. Okay, so there we are. It's a great piece. It's got one difficult chord in it, the B minor, but other than that, it's not too tricky. So although it is one of my more difficult levels, it's not the hardest piece in my book, if you like. It's just a lovely piece to sing. Strumming patterns are not too tricky, but there's just a couple of difficult bits in the middle that you can get your head around, and then it's just a lovely one to sing and have a lot of fun with. So I hope you do enjoy that. Have a great sing with it.